Okay, good evening everyone. So the first talk today will be about doing FinOps. Is a personal experience that I'm currently facing. I have a long experience with software development, infrastructure side as well, and my last experience is being around FinOps. It's a name for something like DevOps. A few years ago, they started because I started to do something like this even before DevOps start, but no name at the moment. And now, again, FinOps, a name for something that we are almost all of the companies. No, it's just starting, but it's a cool name, and it's a personal experience, as I said, and there's lots of challenges in the middle in this journey because it's not a smooth path, as you know, for all the things in IT. But first, a few words about FinOps. As you can see here, I will not read this for you guys. It's from J.R. Storman, which is the director of FinOps Foundation, which is a foundation backed by Linux Foundation, so they have decent support in this area. And as you can see, it's a small word, but there's a lot of interesting words, keywords, and jargons, let's say. And I choose 3 of them because for me it's the core of FinOps. Business value, collaboration, data-driven. Because currently all the companies are going and doing things in cloud, but the first step in cloud is let's put all the things there and run all the things in huge machines or use all the managed service, but then the billing start to grow. And here, the companies start to see the business value, but the cost is higher. But the 3 words here that I choose is because we need to find out a balance between the business value, doing some collaboration between the areas in the companies, all of these business values decisions made by data-driven information. It seems to be like, well, not that hard, but we are talking about IT and people and companies. And FinOps, as I said, is backed by FinOps Foundation, and they are here to help us in this journey because we can see the things there, but how to implement, how to do this. And FinOps give to us some framework, and in this framework we have some points here, which is the principles of FinOps, the maturity of our company in this journey, some personas to understand who is involved in this journey, some domains and phases, because we need to do baby steps or some steps. Here they call phases. FinOps framework is quite decent and really already tested in many size of companies, from the small ones to really big ones, because it's not something that started yesterday. We have a few years already, and big companies like Atlassian, Fidelity, they are already doing and help us in this journey with papers. This framework we can see more in FinOps.org. Okay, guys, I just put here to you to understand that FinOps is not something like someone else is talking about. No, we have really decent documentation. And implementing FinOps can be challenging, and it is, okay? I'm not lying to you guys, it's hard because, as I said, companies, people, and IT. And in my experience, my experience. For you guys, maybe can have more, but I chose 4 points which is quite hard, because when you start to think about FinOps, you start to think about tools and things in the cloud, but not only that. But the first one for me is quite important, but we lack, and sometimes this the lack of support for C-level, because we need this, because we need someone else with a good subject, with a good business card, subtitle, to help us. Low level of skills and knowledgement, resistant to change, and lack of data and tools. This one is the good part. But the lack of strong C-level support. FinOps is a cultural change. Okay, guys, it's like DevOps is not something that we are talking about only tools. Mostly of the FinOps part is cultural change, because we know we are dealing with one part, most of the case, okay, guys? One part, finance team, talking about numbers, talking about let's stop to increase these numbers. And in another part, the IT teams that are doing the things. They are delivering, they are releasing for the company, but for this, spending things, and in some way they should choose the right amount of resource, but the management is there to ask for more, and here is something that we need to balance. And as this is a cultural change, we need to bring them together to, hey guys, we need to balance the things. We are not here just to spend and spin up 1,000 machines and forget this during the night. Some companies, it's common, a lot of companies. And the senior management should be on board with us. They should be together to understand that FinOps is not just reduce the costs, because it's like, I like to say this, it's like DevOps. When you put DevOps, automation, new tool, Jenkins. But FinOps, the first thing when you talk about FinOps is numbers. Let's reduce the costs, and lots of projects in FinOps will be the first subjects. Let's reduce the cost, and then the rest. And I'm not lying to you guys, the project that I'm doing currently starting with this subject. Let's reduce the cost. And then we are here to show them that, okay, but to do this in a mature way, let's do FinOps as a whole. And C-level is really important, because I'm facing this currently. The C-level, the first thing is let's reduce the cost, but I'm trying to put them together in the team. Trying to put them to understand FinOps as a whole, not only as a little part of FinOps. But it's hard as well, because C-level and other perspectives and other things to think. And it's my first advice about FinOps. So put them together, bring them, talk about FinOps, do talks, explain FinOps as a whole, not only as a reduce the cost. Second, low level of knowledge and communication. That's really important as well, because we are dealing with two groups of people. The directly involved, the ones which is together with us, because FinOps is not something that we can do alone. We need to bring more persons together with different personas. As I said before, in the FinOps framework, we have personas, which is really important to pick up good persons or persons with different skills to be together with us, and then show them the big picture of FinOps, because we are bringing IT guys, finance guys, and many other different persons in the team. But it's really important to get them aligned with the big picture of FinOps in your organization, because there's different perspectives and different objectives in the FinOps projects. And the teams impacted, because we are here to help them, and they are in some way they are not really appreciated this at the first moment, and they are like, one more thing, one more theory to put in the daily basis in my IT, and I want to deliver. So give them communication, give them information about this. Create a Confluence page, a wiki page, explaining about FinOps, explaining about what is the objectives, explaining that we are not here only to say, let's turn off that machine, or let's reduce the number of vCPUs of that machine, or let's stop to eating more storage in that SQL server. So really important, these guys, to bring them and put them to understand what we are going to say and do in the process. Resistance to change, cultural change. So here, the first thing, when you start to try to change some process in the middle, people, come on, this FinWhat guy is here, FinWhat team is doing here. He's not even a DevOps which can understand if my module, my microservices will be handled in that kind of machine. So you imagine the different terms that I already heard about this. But as I said, personas. I'm a cloud architect, and I'm helping the FinOps teams, so I can understand which size of machine can handle the things for the development team. So we have different personas, and in the FinOps team, you need a cloud architect, you need a DevOps engineer, you need a finance team person to understand the things in this subject. Breaking down silos, it's something really, different people, different ways to think, and different objectives. Because when you start this kind of project, the IT will be there to, oh, come on, I don't want to run my tasks in the small machines. I don't want to reduce the managed service. The finance guys are, oh, let's reduce the things because we need to reduce the cost. So breaking down this, put all of them together to understand the things, and to understand that is really important to have a huge machine sometimes to speed up the process, but for some time. So that's the thing. That's the thing that we need to pass for them, and put all the people in the same page. And the fourth is lack of tools, data and tools. Here is something that it's weird, because when you are in public cloud, at least the three and more for sure, we have the data. We have the data in the billing. Azure, AWS, Google, DigitalOcean, we have the data there. But sometimes it's quite hard to parse that information. That's why in FinOps, the FinOps Foundation is doing something to bring us more clarity in the information, which is they call focus. Is something that, please the big companies in the cloud provider. Let's put the billing data in a standard format. And it's doing quite well. The big ones are already parsing the things for us. I'm focusing Google Cloud, so I know more about this. And they are already doing this. They are releasing the billing data in the standard format already in this quarter, which will be really interesting for multi-cloud companies that are trying to parsing the information for all the providers to one specific tool. And here is something which is really interesting. We already have market tools to parse this. But you know, every time which one of the big ones change something can break the app. So here we have something to decide, to have a decision, which is let's buy something or let's create something to visualize this information. In my experience, I'm creating in the company that I'm working. We are building the dashboard for us, because we are the first step is let's do something small, simple, and iterate this each time, and we focus in the information that we need right now. So we are building this, but it's a quite huge decision, because you know this kind of tool is not simple and is sometimes quite expensive. So when you start to think about DevOps, the first step, in my perspective, and in the framework as well, is let's visualize where we are spending. So the decision about buy something or build something is one of the first that you should do, and sometimes can bring lots of people in the same meeting to discuss about this. And okay, problems. So how to overcome? I have some advice, some statements that I wrote, which can help your company to do the next steps and try to reduce this friction between the teams and the management. Internal discussions about the process, the why we are doing this. What is FinOps? Why? The why. We need to discuss this. We need to put all the teams together. We need to put all the persons to realize what we are doing. Speak about FinOps. Do this kind of meetings. Do this kind of discussions. And okay, you are trying to do something, but who is doing this? The marketing is going in this direction as well. So show them some info. Show them that we are going to do something that the market is going to do, and lots of companies are doing already. Set expectations is really important, because you are not going here. We are not going to reduce the cost like 90%. No, it's important. It's impossible, because you are going to stop your company. No, but so it's really important to say to the high level and the finance guys, we are not going to reduce too much, because it will impact in the daily basis of your company. But sometimes, for sure, we can have some surprise, because you know, in companies that are not so organized or are in a hurry to deliver startups mode companies, sometimes they really spend money in resources that are there just to stay, because someone else forget about. And you can have some surprise for sure, and reduce some really good money, but it's not so common. And timelines. So we are not going to start this project and in 15 days, now is all clear, and we reduce 50% of our cost. No. Set expectations and timelines is really important for all the teams, okay? The finance ones and the IT too. Because when you start this and we are going to review some resource that we are using, teams start to, oh no. So set this to have them together with us. Teams alignment is really important because expectations, team alignment, all of them, as I said, different perspectives, different ways to see the business value. Clear words. Define the purpose in clear words. We are talking about really different persons and mindsets. Finance, which at least in my, as I see, not only in the company that I'm working, but in the market, we are bringing finance team together. So they are not used about the words that we are used to say in our daily basis. Managed service, SQL, VMs, Kubernetes, nodes, all of these kind of. So clear words is really important for all the persons involved in this. And the benefits, show them the benefits. Show to the IT, show to C-level and the finance the benefits of FinOps implementation in each one of the stages, near, mid, and long. Because, okay, we are at the first step is visualizing our costs, reduce some costs, but in the mid and the long. So the optimization, the way that the company is seeing the usage of the resources. So we have more than just costs, we have organization, we have optimization, we have developers involved in understanding that we are going to optimize the deliver. Not only reducing the number of resources, but also in the optimization, the utilization in this aspect. And some final words, putting together the 4 main points that I put in the beginning. Ensure ongoing executive support. So put them together. Put all the ideas and in the CIO, CTO, C-level words. So they need to be involved in this process and understand that we are not going to do the things in 1 week. Training and skills development is really important because not only start to do the things, we need to train the people. We need to say to them which kind of information they need to go to the internet, because the IT guys, something new, Google, what is this? But they start to think only about the bad things. So here, train and skill development for the whole team. Not only the IT, but also the finance and also the C-level. Foster culture of collaboration. It's cultural change. Here we need to put the different minds in one perspective. So let's put all the people together. Let's collaborate with different mindsets. So culture of collaboration is really important. Not only for FinOps, but many other subjects. And appropriate tools. As I said, decide what we are going to do. We are buying something or you are building something. If you are building something, do you have enough resource, person, skill development, and also what you are going to see in the billing API or something? Or if you are going to buy something, about how expensive is the tool. If the tool is going to do only the FinOps part, or the tool can handle different subjects, because FinOps is one subject, but there's lots of tools in the market that can handle different perspectives. Not only tools that can scan your environment and see the FinOps things, but also the security things. So sometimes it's really interesting to see different tools. And FinOps never ends, okay? It's not something that you are going to start and a project, and so in 6 months we are going to see all the things done and finish and okay guys, see you. No, as you can see here, this is a part of the FinOps framework. We have a circle because never ends. The first phase, inform, visibility and allocation, then optimize, rates, usage and so on. Operate, continuous improvement and operations, so ever. So every time you close a cycle, you are doing the next cycle in an improved way in a different subject inside the FinOps topic. And that's it. Thank you so much. And that's FinOps.
Good afternoon. I think I just wanted to ask more specific low-level examples of how it changes the operations. So I understood that the objective of FinOps is mostly optimize how much we spend as a company and make it more clear and open communications between different aspects of the company. But how exactly do you do that, and how does that relate to DevOps, for example?
Great question. Thank you. So, in like tools perspective, we can include if you are using Terraform or if you're not using Terraform, it's a good moment to start using Terraform, because if you give the developers or high-skilled teams the permissions to create things in your cloud environment, they are going to create. So sometimes, or mostly of the time, they are not asking for another team to double check or to peer review if it's a reasonable resource. So it's possible to include, and we are doing this and the market is doing this, put a pipeline in the resource creation. Double check your environment. Put some boundaries, limits, and also talking about Terraform to do a specific example. Like we have a plugin in Terraform that can, during the pipeline, show us we are in spin up this Kubernetes cluster with 5 machines will cost you 200 per hour. So we are going to see in the pipeline, these resources are going to cost me this amount of. And when you destroy, you're going to see what is the cost that you are going to not consuming anymore. So that are kinds of things that can help you in the process. You can and you should include steps in your pipeline. Not only the pipeline in your tool, but also in the pipeline in your company. So there's little details that can help you in the current pipeline that you have, in the production one as well. So to be honest, is completely tied together with your DevOps pipeline.
Thank you. Good afternoon. So, assuming that we gathered already enough data about our billing and cloud usage, and have set up the DevOps teams that do the development and operation, and that they have a product owner that's responsible for major decisions on the project. Do you think that it would be wise that after we gather this first data, start to bring that FinOps aspect into the sprint iteration in case of Scrum, for example, and putting the financial decision of the changes that are requested and that are being delivered into a team budget for the product and give that decision to the product owner?
Good question. Thank you. Yes, it's one of the aspects. You can bring FinOps to your already set up team decisions, but now with more with clear vision, because as I said, the first thing will be, let's see the data. Let's see the data that we already have, but with different perspective, because the second step is also split the cost of your data with your teams. So then you can also do some smarter decisions, but also, let's say, smarter decisions based in this cost will bring me more velocity, will bring me more delivers based in data. So that's why it's really important to see this data, clear this data, and then put in your pipeline. Not the pipeline, as I said, not pipeline in the GitHub or so on, but in the pipeline of decisions. Because as a DevOps team, you can also manage to optimize your resource based on this data.
Yeah, thanks for the cool talk. I guess, yeah, normally a company has some sort of evolution, I guess. It perhaps started as a startup and then it's like somewhere in a full-grown company. So what do you think, at which point it makes kind of sense to perhaps dedicate a person, you know, or focus more on that topic, like FinOps? What do you think?
Good question. Thank you. The FinOps team, the FinOps Foundation said to us, we need to start as soon as possible. But it's not that easy, you know. But they already did some research about this. It's really common to have one person focus in the FinOps area for almost 90% of them with 1 million cost per year. So just to understand something like this. So in the market, they really ask for the market, which number of the FinOps focus guys you have in company. So 1 million per year, they have one. It can be reasonable, can be not. Okay, this depends, but the market is doing this currently. But as I said, focus person is depending on your resource usage, because you know it's like DevOps. Maybe with only one cluster of Kubernetes, one person will be just one for this huge Kubernetes. The same for the FinOps. Currently in the company that I'm working is more than 1 million per month, and we have one. And for sure right now is handling pretty well.
That sounds good. I just like some days ago and saw on a YouTube video or something like that. At least you perhaps aim to cover the salary of that person. I guess you are paying for this, you know. So if you can make those savings, at least, you know, I think that's not too bad actually.
Yes.
If you aim for that,
because you need also to think about this, because as I said, FinOps we have personas, and for sure if you have one FinOps team with one person, but this person is a really high skilled and senior, the cost of this guy will be quite reasonable. So we need to balance this thing as well.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.